Vicki apologizes to Alexis. She says, I always liked John Janssen. Even after Shannon's DUI, I liked John Janssen. And I was only going in for him as a ride or die for Shannon.
Oh my God.
And you get what that means. Now that she's apologizing, she's no longer Shannon's friend. That's what she's letting us know.
Yeah. I call shenanigans because Vicki knows which side her bread is buttered on. She's got no loyalty except to herself.
Right. My thinking is last season, the way she stood by Shannon was first for the business venture, the Dos Amigas. She was trying to salvage that. And two, with Tamra ditching them, Shannon was her last chance in the moment to get back on the show. Now suddenly she's softening on Tamra. So
we gonna stir it up and do things our way. So if you wanna move, get out of our way.
Hey.
Oh, the Bravo breakdown is back. Did y'all miss us?
That's right. That's right. We're going to try to be more consistent with this. We've just been having breakdowns of our own the past couple of weeks.
We have. Yes. We try to keep that offline for y'all because they're not very pretty.
But this week's been more interesting too in Bravo. The past couple of weeks has been basically what we recap on Orange County. There hasn't been a lot of breaking news.
Mm-hmm. That is very, very true. Keeping it. And plus we're a more West Coast centric podcast as well. So, we try to keep it on topic. We try to stay in our lane, stick to our wheelhouse, whatever the cliches are,
If you want to listen to me try to make Potomac somehow about the Hilton Richards sisters, send an email. I can try. I can make anything.
Leave a comment. Oh my gosh. We're actually on YouTube. We are less than 10 subscribers away from 2,000. Hitting that 2,000 mark. I know. So if you're listening to this and you've been listening for a while, or it's your first time, I don't care. And you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Just help us reach there. I don't know. You never have to watch again. You know, you just do a mitzvah and just help us out. Help us struggling little podcast.
And if you say work in an office with a ton of cubicles and computers or a call center or whatever, just go get there a few minutes early and go to each coworker's desk and turn our videos and podcasts on. It's free.
I mean, hello, please. You gotta work the system. You got to work the system.
Yeah.
Hello. All right. Let's talk about the system.
Well, I guess we should start. I know I just said we've only been talking about Orange County, but Orange County off camera, we're getting a lot this week.
We are.
A lot. We been watching. I don't know if you guys saw, but a sweet little ghost from the past, Alexis Bellino, did Vicki Gunvalson's podcast, or should I say, Vicki Gunvalson invited Alexis Bellino on her podcast.
I think that's the best way to put it. Exactly.
Pretty much. So we're down to uno amigo.
The way that the Trace amigas turn on each other so fast, it's like it's that game that magicians and con artists do of where's the ball under the cup? Where's the friendship? Where's the friendship? It is always moving. It is mysteriously here, mysteriously there. Never where you think it should be.
They kind of remind me a little bit of on OG New York, the way say Ramona, would it be Luann and Sonia? Just it's in a way they hate each other, but they also at some point come back to each other. Maybe it could be Ramona with Jill Zarin and Luann. I don't know. Just one of those groups where it's you never know.
Ramona's always in the center of that.
Of the hatred. Yeah. But what it does, though, if you don't figure it out, if you haven't been thinking about the history of Orange County, this is a slap in the face to Shannon. It kind of is ending. Yeah.
It's so crazy too. Okay, because last year, 2024, in what, March? Yeah, you and I, or was it May? I can't remember. You and I went to Kathy Hilton's Smirnoff party. And that's where
May.
May. That's where we met and talked to Shannon. And I remember I kind of stuck my foot in my mouth because OC hadn't, OC had just finished filming, but it hadn't aired yet. And I didn't think that Vicki would be that good of a friend to Shannon that year. When it came to her DUI, I thought that it would be Tamra. And I was definitely wrong. But basically I kind of said something and I was like, oh, well, Vicki, da. She's like, no, Vicki's been great. She's been a great friend to me this year. And I was like, what? Like, shocking. And then, we saw the season. I was like, oh, and I'm just like, no, you know what, Shannon? I was right. Like, Vicki wasn't really your friend, but I also go, but Shannon, you're not really a friend to either one of them either. Like, y'all aren't friends. Y'all are all frenemies. Like, this is the perfect case of, like, these are 3 frenemies. These are work colleagues. They're work friends. They're work friends.
Vicki kind of, on a different podcast episode, not the Alexis one, which we're about to get into, but another clip circulating this week, she talked about essentially calling Shannon a work friend, saying unless you have something for Shannon, meaning like a deal, an appearance, a show, you don't hear from Shannon. When you have something, and think about that with the Tres Amigos, that show folded. They tried to Dos Amigos. Don't see that happening anymore. Vicki's saying the call's dried up. Shannon's not interested in her.
Yeah.
That's been a problem with Shannon. I know people are always like, oh, she always has the worst season. People are never there for her. And what I think is her on-camera friends, she only thinks about alliances in the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, like where Tamra, and from other LVP, strategic. They think about the long game, and you watch their friendships and things develop over the season strategically. But with Shannon, it's the moment she's done with you, she's done. And then she wonders next season why you hate her and you're exposing her secrets.
The irony, though, is that I think that Vicki is very similar to that, though, too. Tamra's the only one who thinks long-term strategically. Yeah. But Vicki and Shannon are cut from the same cloth in that sense. But yeah, but they're both, it's just, it's all a triad of grossness.
Yeah.
Blonde grossness that I enjoy watching.
So what was interesting about Vicki's podcast with Alexis, I guess we should give it a shout out though. It's on my friend, my sister, my podcast, Vicki, and
you listened to it. I did.
Yeah, I did. I did. I was
on
rooting.
The Herdat.
I was listening to Alexis. No, I was rooting for Alexis's return last season. Flop, but so I felt invested. And so the main takeaway is that to say most of it is talking about, no joke, divorce. Jim Bellino, Don Gunvalson, their heartbreaks over the years, sharing experiences, lots of schmaltz, lots of we know it all. The takeaways, however, is Vicki apologizes to Alexis. She says, I always liked John Janssen. Even after Shannon's DUI, I liked John Janssen. And I was only going in for him as a ride or die for Shannon.
Oh my God.
And you get what that means. Now that she's apologizing, she's no longer Shannon's friend. That's what she's letting us know.
Yeah. That is like... Yeah.
I need to apologize. It was mean to the wrong person. So Shannon and Vicki, all the signs are there that that's over.
What's so funny about that though is that I call shenanigans on it though. I call shenanigans because I think that like Vicki knows which side her bread is buttered on. So she sees the downfall of Shannon. Shannon's also giving her the cold shoulder. So it's like, well, I'm going to say whatever. Like, she's got no loyalty except to herself.
Right.
So she's going to say whatever. So it's like one of those things, like maybe she did like John Janssen. Maybe she hated John Janssen. I don't know. I don't care. I think you're lying either way. Like,
Right. Yeah. This is all like my thinking is last season, the way she stood by Shannon was first for the business venture, the Dos Amigas. She was trying to salvage that. And two, with Tamra ditching them, Shannon was her last chance in the moment to get back on the show. As much
Yeah.
as Vicki says she'll never come back or she won't accept a friend of full-time only, we've seen it time and time again. She comes running.
Yeah.
So now, though, she's kind of sucking up to Tamra because we know the 20th season is coming up. That's a big moment. Vicki should appear in some capacity.
I'm pro that for sure.
Yeah. And so I think she's setting up. Now suddenly she's softening on Tamra. So we'll
And you
see.
called it a few episodes ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I see the pieces, the Rinna math meme. I'm always like, it's usually like midnight, ready to pass out. Maybe I have a cig in my hand. I'm like, oh. And I saw the pieces moving. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, but what I do love is that the fans we've decided that Vicki's going to, I don't think full time, but I think an appearance for it's a milestone. I think they should have maybe a party. I don't know, with Gina too. Like bring back Kimberly Bryant, the mystery housewife.
If she will come, who knows if she would come?
Lori, bring back Lori, please.
Please bring back Lori. Please, please bring back Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
She was such an odd duck. I loved her. Like, there's several of them that it's like just have them like rotate in one episode. You know, let's just like have a lunch with like whatever. I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure they're working on something for that. I mean, obviously they're gonna probably work on a special as well. But
yeah, that would be good. I was thinking about it when the Emmys were the other week, and they did a tribute to the Golden Girls. It was the 40th anniversary of their debut, and I'm like, well, we don't have that, but we still have the OGs. They're all with them. You know. Yeah. Let's bring back that friend group from the past.
Yeah.
They'll have Reba on stage. Dun, dun, instead of thank you. Dun, 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 dun. Acapella. What else is there? What else was in there? I'm trying to think.
I feel like there was something else you were going to talk about with OC.
Oh, you know what else Vicki was talking about, though? And this is something that's going on this season and everything. And Alexis brought it up, too. Off-camera Tamra versus camera Tamra. That's what Alexis called it, camera Tamra. And this is where, again, you see Vicki softening on Tamra. She says off-camera, she's a good friend. They're close. You know, when they are friends, they're close. She's human. But she's a softer person. But and Alexis agreed too that once cameras are up, and I've said this for years on here, why I always thought Tamra was, like I said, maybe I'm not a fan of her personality, but her strategy as a game, I respect. And they said once cameras are on, camera Tamra knows a storyline. She knows what needs to keep going, how to push things forward. So, and
I mean, and how do you have an example of that too?
Oh yeah, this is a recent one from last season, actually. Vicki, which again, this is Vicki hammering nails into the coffin of her friendship with Shannon. She said she was upset. Vicki said Vicki personally was upset last season watching the way Tamra was so hard on Shannon for her DUI. But she explained Shannon needed that tough love. She did have a problem. She just wished she did it off camera. Right?
And that makes complete sense. And I think that's what a lot of us were saying too. We're like, you're going so hard on her. So hard on her, like so publicly and everything. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, as I say, right there, Vicki no longer, first of all, she's saying she liked John Janssen. And number two, Shannon did have a problem. It was only
Mm,
Tamra's delivery, not her message. So
mm-hmm.
we know whose
Well,
side she's on.
I think everybody agreed that she had a problem.
Yeah.
It was just like yelling at her that you're an alcoholic. And it was like, well, that's not going to help anybody, Tamra.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, God. Yeah. You know, I'm like a little conflicted about that because yeah, like, yes, it's one of the reasons that we find Tamra to be a top tier housewife. However, I do kind of wish there was a bit more, because it's quote unquote reality television for a reason. Like, I kind of want who you are off screen to be who you are on screen as well. And I don't want, so if you're a loving friend, I think that's actually, because kind of what popped into my head while you were talking about this, it made me think of like her friendship with Teddy. And one of the disconnects that we're having with her being so emotional about Teddy is that it feels like, I get that you're her friend, but we've never seen that relationship on camera, which is fine. But the fact that you're using it as an excuse for your behavior on camera doesn't mesh. Like, so either that relationship is on camera or it's off. Like, we've given plenty of housewives a lot of latitude for shit that's happening in their lives off camera that they don't bring on camera. You know what I mean? And we find out afterwards, it's like, oh, they're struggling with that. And actually in that vein, like we just found out that Teddy's cancer has moved to stage 4 melanoma. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So, you know, that's, you know, so that's really tough, you know, and I think, you know, we kind of see it, like I've seen her relationship with Teddy as like another work relationship, but maybe it is deeper. But it's also, and that's fine that they don't, because I don't listen to the podcast and I don't know, is it a work relationship? Is it not a work relationship? I don't know how Tamra it seems like Shannon and Vicki have work relationships. Does Tamra just have work relationships or not? Because the way I would almost say the way she portrays it on camera, that she has work relationships, and Vicki and Shannon, the way they portray it on camera, they have real relationships. Whereas that actually might be vice versa.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's it's kind of interesting. Doesn't mean that like I would necessarily be friends with Tamra, because there are like things like personality quirks I'm like, that's not really up my alley, but
I would love to be a fly on the wall in one of those situations. I just want to see Tamra work.
Yes.
It's like watching a famous, like watching Tom Brady play in the Super Bowl. I want to see Tamra work a group situation, a tense group situation.
Oh my God, I would too. I would too. Well, can we move from Beverly Hills from Orange County up to Beverly Hills?
Yeah.
Because speaking of an operator too, Lisa Rinna is in the news. I mean, speaking of somebody who knew how to show up to work and move a storyline along, and who honestly I miss from the series, but obviously, and even more so now, I definitely do not think she's ever coming back, because word on the street and in the, you know, is that she got an invite to Bravocon and she turned it down. Because she was like, no, I'm not going to do that. She was saying this on her podcast with Harry. It's called Let's Not Talk About the Husbands. So she said no to Bravocon, but then also even more interesting, because this almost like kind of confirms what you and I were thinking. And then I feel like people tried to talk us out of it, but okay. She was invited to Alexia Umansky's wedding. She went to Alexia Umansky's wedding. And we thought that there might be Bravo cameras at Alexia Umansky's wedding. And a lot of people were like, no, there's not going to be, and da-da-da. And so we kind of walked that back because we were like, well, maybe not. even though, like, we know. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyway, how do we know? We just know. Like, we're like that. So, well, apparently there were Bravo cameras at Alexia Umansky's wedding, and they reached out to Lisa, knowing that she was going to be there, saying, "Hey, can we film you?" And she said, "No, you can film around me. I will not sign a release.
Okay.
I will not be on camera." It's basically, she's like, if you're going to film, that's fine, but I'm going to be there to support Kyle and her family and Alexia, and I will be there, for that wedding, but I do not allow you to film me for the show.
Wow.
And I was like, she's done. She's done. She's
That
not a Vicki.
Yeah, the kind of a dick move to the producers, because that spoils so much footage. They're gonna have to blur her out, or just cut scenes out. I mean, it's like planting an elephant in the middle of the room. Exactly. Because everyone has to sign, or else that's when you see in the background of reality shows blurred faces, like in restaurants and stuff. And yeah.
Yep. So
when I first heard the Bravocon thing, I was like, okay, whatever. I don't believe it, because at first I thought that, because I was like, okay, this is another ex-housewife who we know lied about, or not lied, but kind of misled us, was very murky about her departure, whether she quit or whether she was fired. And we know it ended up being like a mix of the two. She texted Andy, then took it back, and he said too late. But and then you have her one of those, and then they pretend they're too cool for housewives. I would never. But I'm like, yeah, you have a podcast named after a line from Kim Richards. So let's pretend you're. But then I thought about it. Carol Radswell has said she was invited, and she will be at Bravocon. So what I'm saying is they are digging kind of into the past and bringing others back. So I could see it. Because at first I was like, okay, that whole thing, Bravo's begging me. You hear sometimes what we were just talking about, Alexis asks, like, Bravo's begging me. Hear it all the time. But now, Rinna, I guess begrudgingly.
Yeah. You're like, I don't want to give it to her, but.
Yeah, maybe she did get the invite. I don't know.
I think she probably did. She's still popular. Popular.
I could
love her. People love to hate her. Like,
and I could see it too, why maybe she's staying away for now, because I know you see her pop up at the most random fashion weeks, like Fashion Week Stockholm, etc. Maybe she's trying to establish herself, because honestly, she was an actress for many years, and she was, but I don't think she was more of a household name. That's my argument. And Housewives was probably the peak of job stability and household exposure for her in recent years.
In recent years, because I would say it almost was like cross-generationally, because I would say if you were a Boomer or Gen Xer, you definitely knew her from Days of Our Lives. Like, you definitely did. Like, I knew her from Days of Our Lives. So then when she's coming on to Housewives, I was like, fuck yeah, amazing. Like, this is like, at first I was like, what? And even Eileen Davidson, and I didn't watch Young and the Restless, but I knew who she was. So Rinna coming on to Housewives kind of made her be exposed to, millennials and like kind of Gen Z a little bit. So, so that made her cross generations, like, in that sense. It was a very smart move. I think she's a lot smarter than like people give her credit for. I mean, she is, because like she was the person, like she was one of those first celebrities willing to lean into her age and like do Depends and stuff like that, Depends commercials and go on QVC and yada yada. So I think that is one of the reasons I still really like her. Like, I think she was a smart housewife. I think she had a really bad year, and it was really terrible. I mean, we went hard on her too, but I always said she should have taken that year off. Lois's death just wrecked her, and understandably so. But unblock us, Rinna. Unblock us.
Oh, that's right. Let's point out too, by the way, Lisa Rinna has blocked us.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
We can still see her on TikTok.
Can we change? Can we? I think we just set a new goal. How
yes, to get unblocked by Rinna.
Or is it okay? Your glass half full. I was gonna say get blocked by Rinna on Instagram or TikTok as well.
No, I want to get unblocked by Rinna. Get unblocked by Rinna. Come on. I'm fine being blocked by Jax.
Oh yeah.
Block us everywhere, Jax. Block us. He has blocked us everywhere, and I'm grateful for that.
Every time a Bravo Love blocks us, an angel gets its wings.
Yeah, I'm fine if Slade Smiley blocks us. Gretchen Rossi, she can block us too. Fine.
By the way, what did she do? She doesn't follow us. This was episodes and episodes. This is towards the beginning of it. We made fun of her or something. She replied to our story trying to be nice. It was like, we just, I don't even think we replied. It was like, we get what you're doing.
I mean, I let you handle all the Instagram stuff, so...
I'm like, I don't need anything from you, Gretchen. No, but she was trying to butter us up because we love,
Yeah.
So it was just a friendly, meaningless exchange, but I didn't even engage. I was like, I know what you're doing. It's not gonna work.
Exactly. Well,
pay your child support, slave.
Well, you guys know what we're doing. We're trying to pay our bills. So like us, follow us, subscribe to us. Yes, all of those fun things. Tell your friends about us. Share us. Tell Lisa Rinna about us. Tell us about our new campaign. Tell your your child support lawyer about us. Tell your hairdresser about us. Tell Vicki Gunvalson about us. So she already knows. Tamra already knows for sure. But yeah, tell anybody. And like we said, if you work in an office, if you're not working remotely, go in early and just put us on everybody's computer.
Yeah, I mean, those are dozens of lists. And you know what? If you are high up in the company, maybe send out a memo that they have to listen or their job is on the line. Lightly, don't get okay, I don't care if you get in trouble with HR, just listen.
Oh, we're terrible people. And you guys love it. Right.
Oh, well, on that note, adios.